Hope that everybody feeling great. High energy, high frequencies, high vibrations to everybody. Keep your levels up, keep your frequencies up, keep your vibrations up at all times. Yo, listen, I'm back, man. I'm just back. I've been like, it's a little hot, man. It's hot as hell today, man. It's hot. It's Saturday, man. This is what we got to do. July came through with the spicy weather. July wasn't playing around. So, man, listen, it's been a little minute. I've been in the cut, man. I've been just dealing with some certain things that I had to get right. I had to get my mind right. I had to get my spirit back right. I had to, you know what I'm saying, rearrange certain things around with myself, and had to really like get in tune with myself a little bit more than I normally was. You feel what I'm saying? I had to like really lock in, and I had to figure some things out, and just like basically just talk to myself and like really like get out that mentality that I was in. I was like really in a messed up weird place with my mental, and I was really procrastinating and bullshitting with the things this is the most important thing to me. But one of the most important part to me is more my mental than anything else. Everything else is going to be here. And as long as I get right back to it and build my momentum back up and be consistent with it, I'm always going to be able to get back and stay consistent with this. So, one of my things that I was facing and really like dealing with was very crazy because, majority of the time we don't like to really speak on certain things due to we don't want to look crazy. We don't want to put our business out, but this is what smoking conversation is. This is what smoking conversation really stand for. It's about having uncomfortable conversations and coming in and being able to express myself, and also maybe I could relate to somebody and, say some things that you may be facing and dealing with, and I could help you out through, or you could be like, yo, listen, that's how I'm feeling today, or that's how you got through that, then okay, boom, I'm gonna figure it out. So one of my things that I've been doing to figure myself out in this past month and a half, almost 2 months, is like just working out. Trying to get focused with the consistency of working out every day. Not trying to take no days off. I know certain things is happening right now that I'm very like skeptical about, as far as like, sometimes you gotta go through some things, some breaking point things. It's not to some things that happen to you is meant to break you. And I was facing that just now. Like I was going through something that had to like, I had to figure it out. Like, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, how this is going to happen. And one thing that it taught me was to just be patient. Whatever's meant for you will come your way. Whatever you want, you either go get it, or it's going to come towards you. But when it comes towards you, also work towards it. Don't work against it, work towards it. So that was one of my things, things that I was dealing with in the course of that, is understanding that everything is a purpose. In life, everything has a purpose, and some things has to happen in order for some things to get better, right? Certain crazy things has to happen in order for things to get better. And I understood that, and I started to be more patient. And I'm being more patient. I'm letting things come to me, let them flow naturally, let them just take its course. Because if I rush things, things could be heading in the wrong direction. And sometimes when we get in this place right now, that I'm gonna say that I am like, that uncomfortable feeling, that pressure is on you. A lot of things is piling up. While you allow for them things to pile up, right? And them things are piling up, and you lose focus or the purpose and the direction that you're heading, you're gonna fold. And that's one thing that I was not trying to go through. I was not trying to go through that mental break or through that fold, because if I would have folded, it's gonna put me under another situation or bring me to another place that I was not trying to be in. And majority of the time, we trying to get back and all of this other stuff or whatever the case may be. And I didn't allow myself to really lose track and focus of where I really was trying to head to. And yo, just be patient with yourself, because that's one thing that I'm learning here now, is just being patient with myself and understanding the reason why I'm doing these things. Because if I don't consider the patient part or whatever, I'm gonna lose focus. And that's one of the things that I wasn't trying to do, because it's hard. It's really extremely hard when you're a type of person that you gotta hustle and do things by yourself and be your own support. And it's tough. It's tough at times, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta continue to keep doing that, because at the end of the day, if you don't show up for you, who else will? And that's one of the battles that I was facing. When things start getting a little tough and rough for you, a lot of people would distance themselves from you. A lot of situations to start distancing themselves from you, because nobody want to deal with nobody that's going through some things in life, some life-changing episodes in their life. Nobody want to deal with nobody that's going through a process. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is. It's a process. When things fall apart, it's because other things is coming to rehabilitate you, to rebuild you. And that's what I understood about this process. Everybody left. Everybody made fun. Everybody just, oh, you ain't gonna be whatever. And it was crazy, because that for that month and a half, I had to really recollect me. I have to really pick up the damages and all of that, and understand all right, listen, you're gonna have some hard days, you're gonna have some rough days, but you have to get through this. You cannot get back to a depression or stress day or whatever. You could be stressed a little bit, but just understand that you can't run away from these problems. You have to face these problems. And majority of the time, that's what we do. We find ourselves in trying to be around so many people, do so many things, instead of just taking that time to ourselves and rebuilding ourselves, regaining ourselves, relearning ourselves, and just be putting ourselves back into a better place mentally. And it's not going to happen overnight, but it's going to take some time. But you have to face yourself. You have to face everything. You can't run away from your problems. And one of the things that I did do for a week was I was trying to you know what I'm saying? Mask my pain. Drink a little bit, boom, or smoke. I didn't smoke. I'm so grateful that I didn't go back to smoking weed. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing for anybody. Shout out to everybody that smoke weed, and that's you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm very proud of you or whatever if you're able to. But one thing that weed does to me is make me slower. It put me in a place where I don't want to do nothing. It doesn't motivate me. Yeah, unlock certain things or whatever the case may be, but I don't want to numb my pain. I want to face these problems. I want to be able to, when I come out of this place, I'll be like, yo, I'm so grateful that I didn't have to do certain things to mask it. You feel me? I could just face it and just deal with it, because when we don't deal with the problems and we continue to run away from our problems, the moment that we get that one time where we are isolated, and oh my God, everything is going to come tumbling down on you like an avalanche. I swear for God. You feel me? And I prayed a little bit. I tried to get my mind right. I also noticed that I was having days where I have days now, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. And majority of the time, I try not to really even be on social media as much as I used to, or whatever the case may be, because it doesn't do anything for me. You feel me? It just put me in a state that I just want to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. I just said that shit today. I don't want to run away from my problems. I don't want to be hanging with this one and hanging with that one. I don't want to be talking to this one and talking to that one, thinking that I'm going to get better. When we face certain things in our lives, we be trying to go and find people to hang with, and find people to alleviate our problems, and find people to put us in the best place. And sometimes we have to be that person for ourselves. The same people that we trying to run to get to help us, we have to be that person that help us. We have to run to us to help us. And I figure a lot of things about myself. I'm in a stage now where I'm everything is like a turnoff now a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around everybody. I don't want to be around everybody's face. I don't want to be in parties. I don't party. I've never been a club type of person. I don't like to be around a lot of people. I'm only like to be around people that know me and really genuinely mess with me, because a lot of the times when you put yourself in places where people see or people be wanting to know your business. And majority of the time, people just want to make fun of you. And life right now is not, it's not a joke. And we just have to take certain things serious, and certain things we just gotta be like, fuck it, it is what it is. It's happening. I'm not gonna overreact. I'm not gonna, and that's where my breaking point came. When I told myself I'm not gonna overreact because this is going on, because if I overreact, it's gonna lead me to a place that I don't want to be in. And it's so easy for you to go through things and go back to whatever life you used to live, because it's always easy. It's always easy to run and find an escape. But why? Because you're making it more difficult on yourself. You think you're making it easier for yourself, but you're really making it more harder on you. So, that's just like overall where my month and a half has been. You know what I'm saying? Like just chilling, just rehabilitating myself, really finding a different way to deal with certain problems, and understanding when certain things happen, I could just not allow to take so much of me, because we give things so much energy that we drain our own selves majority of the time. And that's what I found. And to really be here, I just really want to have conversations about everything. I just want you to know that, listen, things is not going to get easier, but they get easier the more you face the problem. You know what I'm saying? The more you start to understand the root of the problem. And once you start to understand the root of the problem, everything else you start to find the understanding. It's just a very clarity. Just make clear of whatever is going on, and then, just start understanding why it's happening. And once you understand that, just learn to move forward now learn to, okay, look, man, I can't give this too much thought, or I can't give this too much time on myself, because there's other things that have to go on, because time doesn't stop, and time wait for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Time is something that keep going and going and going and going. We can sit here all day. Time is not going to stop because we here stop, and we here procrastinating and thinking that, oh yeah, tomorrow. Time is going to keep continuing. So, one of my things that I have learned so far, that I'm so adamant now, is about understanding who's around me, who are allowed around me. And before we look at it like, oh, we hang around with so many people. It's so fun to be around, such and such and such and such. Do we ever look at people and see what's going on with them? Why they always want to be outside so much? Why they always want to be around people so much? Because they are scared. They're scared to be by themselves. They're scared to face themselves. That's just the reality. On another note, I'm not going to stay there too long. On another note, listen, being the best you going to cost you a lot. Trying to get to a better place with yourself is going to cost you a lot. A lot of people are going to remove themselves. You're going to remove yourself from a lot of people. A lot of people is not going to last a lot in your life. When you start making certain choices and decisions to fix yourself and help yourself, a lot of people is not going to be around. And I said this little quote today to my friend. I said, listen, you ever looked at life like this? Who are you when nobody's looking? Who are you when nobody's looking? Do you go as hard when nobody's looking, or do you like contemplate? Because I seen that shit myself today. So I said, when nobody is around me, I do my best work when I just sit down and think and put things together, or try to do this, try to do that. When nobody's looking, I do the best work. When everybody's looking, it's like I get a little, clingy a little bit, I guess. I don't know why, but it's just always been me. I don't know why. Like I've never been the type of person to show out or trying to do something different when everybody else is looking. I still be me. Upset, sad, whatever. I still be me. It doesn't matter. Like I don't let me being around people change me. Because I've never been that type of person. I've never even been like that when I was a child. Like I always been myself. I can't not be something or someone that I'm not when people is around me. But I say that to say this: do you work as hard, or do you go as hard as when people is looking or not watching? And I said that because you ever notice when you go to the gym and you see people looking at you, you go to the gym, imagine if you was to work out alone. Would you go as hard alone as you would when other people is looking at you? So that's just to say you got to continue to be the same person whether people is looking or people are not looking. You know what I'm saying? So how you carry yourself in behind closed doors, it's the same way you should carry yourself in open doors. Because I realize certain things that we do as human when we are in relationships, right? We fake a lot of shit in relationship. And I try to not really talk about relationship because I'm not the most perfect person that been in a relationship. I'm not the most perfect guy or whatever the case may be, but I'm a work in progress. And I continue to keep trying to work on myself when I'm in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the time right now, me working on myself is the most important part of my life that I ever had to take control of and to understand as well. Because when you get older and you start to be by yourself, when you get older, you start to notice yourself a little bit more, who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we spend so much time trying to give people our time, trying to be this, trying to be that. And majority of us are not prepared to be in a relationship because we don't know what a healthy relationship is. We don't know what a healthy us is. We don't know what a healthy boundaries is. We don't know what healthy communication is. We don't even know what healthy commitment is. You feel what I'm saying? Like we don't give each other the opportunity to operate under ourselves and just be healthy for one another. Because I made some choices and decisions and I look at it like this. People are a reflection of you, right? So if you are in the most fucked up, vulnerable point of your life, or the most breakable point, whatever, wherever position you are in life, somebody's going to reflect that and that's going to be noticed. So if I'm trying to pull my pieces together and you are being rebellious against yo, you getting yourself together, I see that you working on something, and you staying the same thinking that you don't have to work, it's always going to be like this. It's going to always be an unbalance. Because if I'm trying to work on me to fix myself and you not working on yourself to fix yourself, we always going to be unbalanced because I'm always going to become a greater version of myself. And once the greater version of myself start to appear and start to take over who I used to be or what I used to do, as far as like toxic traits and the toxic behaviors that I had, I'm not no longer going to be that better and improved me. It's not going to be to attract you. We don't never balance ourselves to where like when we want better. And sometimes we could be with somebody and somebody may not want better for themselves right now. They want somebody else in a better place and in a better position so they can start working on themselves. Granted, everybody has their own way of dealing with things or going through day changes and whatever they're going to do. Everybody has that right. But when you with somebody that's trying to work on themselves, that should be an inspiration for you to start working on you. So y'all both could pull each other, help each other in areas where y'all lacking in. You know? This is why I steer away from relationships, because right now we are really in the most horrible and most fucked up place there is as far as relationship in this generation. Because we don't respect one another, and we're not as honest and as clear and communicate with each other to understand each other. We are right now trying to point the finger at one another instead of just taking accountability and really fixing and helping ourselves and helping each other to get to the better position. We don't support each other when we're trying to get to a better place. And that is like crazy. We should be able to heal each other. We should be able to work on each other and not point the finger, like I said, not point the finger and say, yo, no, you this, you this, you this, you this, you this. Because listen, what we doing is we don't never learn to look at ourselves and say, yo, listen, I need to work on me. And you need to work on you. So while you working on you and I'm working on me, we working on we. We start to understand each other a little bit. We start to see the best way that we could communicate with each other, the healthy way to communicate with each other without being abusive, without being verbally abusive, or being physically abusive. See, people don't never see the damage that we do because we always see the damage that is done to us. We don't never see the damage that we do to people. So in all reality, when we finally start to unlock these awareness, it's too late, and it's always too late. What I'll say is, don't ever be in a place where you're not respected. You know, because a lot of people feel like as a man and as a woman, we should respect each other on our genders, on our roles that we play in life, right? And I'm understanding that, and I'm aware of that. But people need to be aware of that themselves too. Because the more conversations we have about, oh, what a man, what a woman, what a man, what a man, what a woman, what a woman, what a man, what a man, the more we have these conversations, we're not solving anything. We have to learn to heal certain parts of ourselves as men and women to be able to have these communications, to be able to clearly, effectively communicate with each other. Because love is not something that should keep a relationship going. It should be respect, honesty, admiration, overall, just communication, honesty. Like I said, honesty. Because the more honest you are with somebody, the more you could love somebody. And love is not a word that should be used without an action. And a lot of times, love is being used without action. Don't tell me you love me and you're not showing me it. You feel me? Don't tell me you love me, but you talking to this one, you talking to that one, you letting that one talk to you this way, or you not having no boundaries or some self-respect for yourself. Like, that's how I look at life now. You know what I'm saying? It had to take certain situations for me to be in to understand this shit a little bit more. And majority of us have to. But it's not one without the other. You feel me? And I believe firmly that we just need to just find a way to just take care of ourselves first before we even put ourselves in a place where, you know, we have to think about somebody else's feelings, somebody else's because people don't consider each other, and that be the problem. We don't consider one another. We don't take consideration of like, yo, listen, I'm not trying to hurt you. You're not trying to hurt me, whatever the case may be. I'm not trying to do anything that's going to make me look like I'm trying to betray you or be dishonest to you, but I'm going to be always as honest as possible, but understand that my honesty may hurt you. So if my honesty hurts you, don't always feel offended, but take my honesty as a level of respect and love for you. And that be the problem. You know, I didn't never wanted to have this conversation, but I kind of did. But I wanted to have this conversation with somebody else, you know, so we could get the perspective. We could go back and forth with the perspective. But, you know, just thinking, man, like, yo, we are in a fucked up place, man, as a whole. You know, man can't be man nowadays because we over here, everything is sassy. Then you got dudes calling men sassy. That's sassy to that, you know. I never looked at another man sassy, and I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care if you are playing in a different field or however you are. I never consider nobody that, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's your choice, it's your decision, it's you. Whatever makes you happy, that's you. I don't sit here and judge another man based on what he's wearing or how he moving or whatever the case may be. That's you, bro. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't affect me because that's your life. You're not in my inner circle, so that doesn't affect me. I never have to worry about what another man have to do or whatever the case may be, because I'm very, very, very confident in myself. With me, I'm confident with who I am. So I'll never, if I look at another man, I look at another person as an inspiration. Like, yo, bro, you motivated me. You doing something that I feel like I should do. Other than that, I don't sit here and compare because you got this or I ain't got that. Like, listen, at the end of the day, listen, it's a lot of shit that I got that you ain't got. It's a lot of things that I'm capable of doing that you ain't capable of doing. But am I sitting here and comparing to what we can do? I don't got time for none of that. And that be the problem. Majority of us be so busy worrying about what the next person is capable of doing or what the next person should be doing that we're not even worrying about what we should be doing. Because majority of us aren't good fathers. Majority of us aren't good sons. Majority of us aren't good brothers. Majority of us aren't good nephews, nieces, whatever. We're not good for in certain areas. So who you are, so who give you the it's so crazy because this is like this is what we seeing nowadays. Who are you to tell what somebody else shouldn't and should be doing? Where about you? Where about what you doing? Where about what's gonna make you be a better you? Because at the end of the day, if you ain't worrying about what you need to be worrying about, then why you in somebody else's business? You don't have the right to be comparing or saying anything about nobody else's business or nobody else's problem. Where about you? Because that's what life is about, worrying about yourself. Stay out of everybody else's business. Stay in your lane. Because while you too busy worrying about somebody else's lane, they passing you. You feel me? There's a whole bunch of lanes. Find your lane and stick to it. You feel me? I don't allow nobody to make me feel uncomfortable. I don't allow nobody to make me feel like I'm less than. You feel me? I don't allow nobody to make me feel that. I don't care if it's somebody that I used to deal with, whatever the case may be. I don't care what you say about me. You feel me? Because, listen, I understand one thing. When you have to use your words to make somebody else's feel less than, then baby, maybe it's you. Maybe you feel that way about yourself. Because I don't have the time to be sitting here to go back and forth with you and tell you what I feel that you are. I listen, it is what it is. Sometimes I learn how to take words and just deal with them. It's a lot of things that I had taken in my life that I just dealt with. Because if I stoop down, I learned to, if I'm already up here, I'm not going to come all the way down to entertain your negativity. And majority of the time, we be trying to get to a better place, but we allow certain small things to bring us right back. Right back. Every time that we make a step forward or two steps forward, we allow a small little thing to bring us right back. Why do we do that? Because we are stupid. Why do we do that? Because we haven't found the healing point. Let that be a trigger and let that be a learning lesson right there and there for you. Because if somebody always have the button to your triggers and they keep pressing it and you keep reacting, you become a puppet. You feel me? So you have to find a way to let that be a strong point in your life with yourself. If you can't deal with something that's so hard, that's bothering you, listen, walk away for a little bit and come back. Yo, listen, that was annoying me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That was annoying me. But, and if it is annoying you, listen, react a different way. Because sometimes your reaction, boy, that's what sometimes we all need sometimes. Sometimes we just need to act to that trigger. Act to that trigger so we can self-destruct. And that be the point right there. Why are you allowing to have self-destruction? Let that be something that's giving you the strength to keep going. Let that be the reason why, okay, this is why I'm working so hard to not react to these things. Because the more I react to these things, the more this set me back. And that's where we are at right now. Don't allow for the little small things trip you up. Because once they trip you up and they get a hold of you, man, it's so hard to regain that step back. Because now you move 2 steps backwards, right? To move forward, you have 2 negative steps. So now it takes more energy to move forward when you already went back down. It's an uphill battle. No matter how many times you try to slide down, you got to keep going strong up. no matter with what. Don't allow for people to bring you right back to a place where you don't want to be, no matter who it is. Don't give nobody that power. Get your power back. Because right now, this is where we are right now. We in this war. We are fighting a war right now. Get your fucking power back. And don't allow for nobody to come and dictate how you feel. Dictate how you keep maneuvering with yourself forward every day. You feel me? Get your fucking power back, man. Don't allow for nobody to have that control over you. Don't let nobody let you be their fucking puppet. Because who the fuck they are. If you keep allowing for people to have that control over you, man, you're going to always be falling back into that bullshit. It's like somebody dangling a fucking something in one of your weaknesses in front of you. And you keep allowing for yourself to fall for that. So what? I'm not who that person is. I'm not who I used to be. I'm not who that person used to be. I'm not allowing it. I'm not allowing it. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, go ahead. Because I'm not allowing you to bring me back to a place that I don't want to be. I'm sorry. And that's where your growth comes in. You feel me? That's when you show how your growth and how this process has been, how this healing journey is bringing you to that place. Once you unlock that place, it's over. Nobody can play with you. And the more people keep playing with you, the more you know that then people got to stay away from you. Listen, man, get your power back, because this is what it's all about. It's about getting your power back. And don't let nobody to trick you out of your square. Simple as that. Don't let nobody push you out of your square. Your square is your square. Stay in your square and continue to keep moving and progressing in your square. Don't allow for nobody to come into your square to interrupt or to get you out of it. Get your power back. This is what we're going to talk about. This is what it is. Don't allow for nobody to come and dictate how you feel, how your progress has been going, what you've been doing to better yourself. Don't allow nobody to tell you you ain't been working on you, because you've been working on you. You know exactly what you have been going through to get to this level. You know, and everything is just little small steps. Every step you take forward, celebrate that step, because you looking back. You feel me? You only looking back to see how far you have gotten from all of that nastiness, from all of that messed up place, from all of them hard days, from all of them cries, from all of them sadness, from all of that bullshit that you have dealt with. Don't never look back to go back, but you look back to see how far you have gotten. Stay solid. Stay solid in a world full of suckers. I'm out.